Welcome back. 30 days and counting, 30 days straight. Quick crypto family and my coin factory family, welcome back to yet again another stream. This is equally going to be a very exciting stream. Once again, we got some KRC20 closed beta bombshell updates in this live stream today, and all the signs right now pointed towards an inevitable explosion in the price of Kaspa. I'm not saying immediately, I'm saying in the future to come. There's a lot incoming for Kaspa and there's a lot to be excited for, which is why equally I am so bullish and I'm holding Kaspa for the very, very long term. Kaspa right now we can see is valued at 16.44 cents, down 0.63 or 0.75% on the daily time frame. And we spoke about this enough in the streams. We know, or at least we believe, we have an idea of where the price for Kaspa is going to be going in the immediate short term with rate cuts on the horizon, which we have more proof to showcase of that in this video. But also, or in the stream even, but also we believe, at least I believe, that we're going to see a reversal of Kaspa in the months to follow that due to all the market sentiments and what's coming for Kaspa as well. So as always, if you enjoy these daily streams, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more. And Leroy, my man in Australia, welcome my man to the stream once again. And without further ado, we're going to get into this. I want to quickly reiterate though, for those who are now watching, I did, probably not even half an hour ago now, I did just make a new video on my channel, You're Early and Rich, talking pretty much, it's going to kind of cover to an extent what I'm going to cover in this stream. Obviously I'm going to cover a little bit more in this stream because it's going to be an hour long stream, so there's more to cover and more to talk about with you guys, but ultimately it's going to cover elements of this as well. So if you have not watched this, I highly recommend watching it out. Highly recommend checking it out once the stream's over. But to get into it, first off, we should know that we've been seeing some updates with KRC20, right? Where they've already announced that we have nearly finished all the work of Kasplex Indexer and are waiting to do some stress tests. With the release of RBF and dynamic feeds, you can now experience KRC20 on testnet 10 with Kaspbot and Kasware wallet. Very, very good, very, very good news. Very, very good all in all. We're seeing more updates suggesting that, again, very, very imminent. Noticed that the new Rusty Kaspa Arcade release candidate has the PSKT, the partially signed Kaspa transaction integrated, which is a necessary key feature application to allow Kaspa to KRC20 swapping and KRC20 marketplace. So it's very, very big news. Very big news to see that we're so very close now to KRC20, which I think is, I'm going to get into why I think it's so necessary. We need to have this come out as good as it can be, but also ASAP. We can see this here. I'll get into that a little bit, but here from Oyson Lee, who is part of CoinPal, who is also in connection venture of the KEF. 14 million transactions. All right, I'm gonna say that again. Maybe not enough excitement in my voice right now. 14 million transactions in the span of 2 days, in less than 48 hours. Nearly 14 million transactions on testnet 10. That's with 1 block per second. That is nuts. For those who are not aware, I was informed about this through my community. This was Leroy who put this in the community actually. Shout out to him, my free Discord server, my free community. That Kaspa did more transactions during the 12 hours of its first poor launch on Kasplex, which was just short of 1.6 million transactions on a poor launch, than Litecoin has ever done in its life. Litecoin in its whole lifetime, its highest being in Jan 2024, the beginning of this year, was just short of 1.3 million, and Kaspa on its poor first launch was 1.5, 1.6 million. And now we have seen, in the span of 48 hours, 14 million transactions, which is equivalent to about 81 transactions per second. And that's only with 1 block per second on testnet 10. So when we end up going on testnet 11, well, we've seen that Kasplex does work on testnet 11. It's been proven already. So when the integration to 10 BPS comes, it's going to happen in Q1 of 2025 next year. We're going to see a massive surge, even more so in the ability to transactions, of increased transaction speed, which is just going to blow Kaspa even further out of the water and, massacre the other chains in existence. It will completely destroy. I mean, already that in itself is already going to flip Litecoin very, very soon, I believe. Right, Litecoin right now is at 19th, Kaspa's at 22. With the KRC20 launch, and now more Dogecoin going to be coming to Kaspa in the hopefully immediate short term, and future to build up as well. We will see Kaspa start flipping these projects more and more. Litecoin being the next proof of work as well, or alleged proof of work. Kaspa will flip Litecoin. Already, it's done so in its poor launch. So now it's got a more successful launch with 40 million transactions. It could easily do Litecoin. It could then start pushing towards the likes of Chainlink, Avalanche, Tron, Solana, and Ethereum as well. I'm sure it will steal some liquidity and transaction volume from Ethereum, but we need smart contracts to flip Ethereum, in my opinion. But ultimately, very, very big. We've got more to cover than that as well. So, yeah, ultimately, you cannot get enough of Kaspa right now. Next level cash, respect to Grind Pro. Don't worry about it, man. I'm going to be here every single day. Thank you very much for joining the stream. And if you enjoyed them, again, leave a like, share with friends, and subscribe for more. Shy Liege, hey man, what's your prediction for Kaspa if the bull run is not as we expected? So if for whatever reason the bull market does not, take off, which is little to impossible, not impossible. It's highly unlikely the bull market won't take off. There's enough sentiments to prove that it's going to be there. I think worst case we'll see Kaspa at the bottom level of the power law, which is $1.20. That's very, very, very worst case. And even then, I don't see that happening. So my bearish prediction for Kaspa is about $2. My likely prediction is 5. So my bearish is 2. My conservative, I guess they're two different words. It kind of mean similar things, I guess, but I have a different way of how I mean it. But my bearish, so if the bull market does not take off properly at all, bearish therefore, mine's about $2. Conservative is $3. Likely is 5. Potential, depending on what's coming up for Kaspa, which we'll get into in this stream as always, is $7. And very, very ultra bullish prediction for me would be a $10 Kaspa, which means we have to see Dagonite, smart contracts, all the major exchanges, and so on and so forth. Kaspa God, hey, I finally made it to a stream. Did I miss the... Oh, here you go. Bottle of water yet. Not bottle of water, bottle of water. For those who aren't aware, Kaspa God joined my free Discord server that I set up about a month ago, but he joined it yesterday. And we're having a very comedic conversation about the difference between Americans and English and UK and, the way they pronunciate stuff. So I said, when it comes to it, I'll overpronounce bottle of water because I'm not getting caught lacking. But no, you did not miss it. You just heard me say it now. Thank you very much for joining the stream. And as always, if you enjoy them, check in every single day, same time, and leave a like on the stream. Bobby45, bro, check out Goad. I think it will be the next big KRC20 name right on the top. Goes Toad Goad. On top of the Dev Hunter on base AF, I truly suggest checking it out. Okay, well, I'll have a look at it. I'll definitely put it into it. I'll look it up here. I doubt, if Goad's very new, I doubt it's going to be on here just yet. Unless it's one of these, I don't see it yet. But yeah, I mean, there's something, again, if you're in my community, then I really hope that you've also told of us in there as well, because it's this sort of stuff that we would like to know more beforehand as well, so we can help expand horizons to help find other projects that we could, maybe make a quick profit onto, then flip and put it back into Kaspa. But that sounds very, very interesting. I'll put Go down on my notes right now so I can keep a track of that and, try and do some more research into it so we can let our community know together. So if you're not part of the community, definitely join and let us see what they have planned, and let's all go through it together. You mean $10 by end of 2025? Yes. Potentially end of 2025, $10. We'll definitely see a $10 Kaspa, in my opinion, in the years to follow. If we get ultra bullish case scenario end of 2025, we could see a $10. But again, that would depend on so many sentiments, market and Kaspa sentiments, in my opinion. The likes of multiple tier 1 exchange listings that we can see on screen right now. Smart contracts coming out that will let Kaspa compete properly with and potentially even flip Ethereum. You've got to see the likes of the Ethereum roll-ups will come out as well. You've got to see the likes of the certain adoption with KRC20, what the KII will do with Kaspa as well, because they've got a lot of interesting projects that will let Kaspa compete with the likes of XRP and HBAR, what they're doing in finance, the energy sector. There's a whole list of things I can go through as to why Kaspa has a lot in coming for it, and should it achieve all these factors in a timely fashion, we could see a $10 in this bull market, but it does require a lot. And keep in mind, Kaspa is still a relatively new project. It's still a lot of it's still in development. And as Shai has mentioned in the past, and I've sharecased in my previous streams, Shai and Kaspa, they should have launched in 2018, but they took 3 years waiting because they wanted to make sure everything was in a much better position, dare I say perfect, before they launched. So it's much better off they take their time. So we could see $10, but I think it's going to require a lot, truth be told. Hey bro, can 20k of Kaspa make a millionaire by peak of bull run? Thanks, cheers. Well, 20k Kaspa just basically means a $5 Kaspa. 20k in Kaspa just means $5 Kaspa will make you a millionaire. So I think there's a potential that I think there's a high chance. Think about it this way. Cardano, which is now at number 11. Cardano in its first bull cycle with no smart contracts reached just short of $4. In fact, I'll get it up, market cap of .com so you can see the comparison. if we have a look here, we can see you've got Kaspa, and you've also got Cardano. Comparison between the two, at its all-time high, Cardano peaked at just short of $100 billion market cap. If Kaspa was to match ADA, it had to be just short of $4. And Cardano did what it did without any smart contracts, anything like that. So I think it's very possible that we could see Kaspa flip Cardano in this bull cycle, because it's a much better technology than Cardano is, with again, no smart contract, but that could come out equally as well. And I think we could see Kaspa reach $5 with everything else coming out as well, because keep in mind as well, the difference to this market as opposed to the last one is the institutional adoption with the KII, but also just in crypto in general. That's going to cause potentially a lot of very bullish momentum. We could see much, much higher markets. Obviously the institutions are going to say what they want to say to try and pump the bag more so, but you've got the likes of Michael Saylor saying 350k Bitcoin by the end of 2025. You've got other institutional investors and big money people saying 250k Bitcoin. Conservatively, people saying 150k. I think we'll definitely see 150k Bitcoin, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a 200k Bitcoin as well. That's possible as well. But yeah, I think we will. I think 200k would make you a millionaire, but it depends on your strategy. So if you're going to hold your flat 200k all the way and try and time the top, and let's say the top is $5, then yes. Me personally, I am filling up my bags on Kaspa every chance I get, every chance I think it's a good opportunity to buy, and I'm going to be holding it long term, taking profits of course. And holding it long term, and I'm never not going to have a Kaspa bag. Even at the peak of the bull cycle, I'll take out maybe, let's say, 60% on my bag, maybe even less than that, who knows, and then just recycle it back in when the bear market comes in. Mikey, howdy, what's up, my man? Thank you very much for joining the stream once again, and I hope you enjoy it once more, because we've got a lot to talk about still. I do hope to see a $1 until January 25. Yeah, I think we could potentially see one. I mean, obviously right now, as I mentioned in my video that I made a few minutes, just under an hour ago, a $1 Kaspa would result us in seeing a price increase of in and around 500%, so a 5x, and that's quite excessive, of course. 500% is quite a lot. But you've got to think about a number of factors. For one, there have been predictions from institutional investors and the big people in the crypto industry stating that the crypto market could reach as high as 5 trillion by the end of this year, and if that comes to fruition, then we could see a massive. I mean, that's a 2x in itself. That's a massive surge, and that money will also go into Bitcoin and then trickle down into the altcoins. The KRC20 is imminent and looking very, very good right now. The regulators are getting put in play as well, and then you've got the likes of the fact that, as I mentioned in my video, Bitcoin in this scenario here, from in February, in the span of 3 days, increased by 10k, and in the span of 1 day period on this day here, it increased by 10%. Now, obviously, when Bitcoin pumps, the other crypto projects more often than not will pump with it as well, but because they're smaller projects as well, the volatility and how much they pump is high. I'm not saying they're going to pump by 10k, that's ridiculous, but I'm saying whereas Bitcoin pumped 10% on that day, I'm sure we could look at the similar time frame on other projects. Let's see Kaspa. I mean, Kaspa's going to be a difficult one, considering that the Kaspa's been in a bit of a weird rut for the whole time. Look at the date. So the date is, let's say, around 28th of February. 28th of February, which is around here. So yeah, Kaspa didn't move much on that day. But again, to give a different example, we've seen moves here of Kaspa moving equally 10% in a day and a total of 30% in the span of 3 days. So my whole point of me saying that is that volatile movements, quick bursts can happen, and when Bitcoin pumps, typically crypto follows in suit. Now, the reason Kaspa didn't do that as well because it already reached its top. So it hit a level of resistance it couldn't break out of, and a lot of liquidity in the market, so it corrected back down. But we're now seeing it, it had been doing it for the past year, but ultimately Kaspa's it's not been enough liquidity in the project, and there's still a lot incoming. Like Kaspa's where it's at, we're still not anything like fully released yet. KRC20 is not out yet, TMB's not out yet, Dagnar's not out yet. It's not got a blockchain block DAG, it's not got stablecoins yet. Those things will change with the imminent launch, again. KRC20 will bring millions of daily fees. 100% of the fees will go directly to Kaspa miners. So that means Kaspa miners will have more ways to make money through Kaspa, as opposed to, because think about it, by 2039, I believe, all the Kaspa will be mined. So you can't get any more. You won't be able to mine any more Kaspa. So that way, the only reason the miners will have to stay is other ways to make money through Kaspa, which will be through the KRC20 tokens and the Kasplex, which will be very big for it. And this, 40 million transaction on testnet 10, that sort of, Obviously, it's the kind of the initial beta launch, so it'll do very, very well. I'm sure it'll come back down when things have settled a little bit. But as the adoption goes more and more with the likes of KRI, that's going to increase the adoption and transactions daily for Kaspa as well, which will increase the price of Kaspa as time goes forward as well, and we'll see more volatile movement. The two big factors for me seeing quick price moves for Kaspa is KRC20 with 10 BPS, which is already happening, so that's whatever. KRC20 launch and what they're doing to KRI, and also the tier 1 listings, which again I mentioned in my video, which we've got some stuff to talk about on this as well. Kraken listing would be good, but once Kaspa is listed on Binance, it'll be game changing. Do you think? Yeah, 100%. I mentioned that again in my video I made literally 30 minutes ago. We obviously got confirmation from Kraken support that they have secured a spot listing for Kaspa, and they'll add it very, very soon, ASAP, which is very, very big. So it's likely we'll see this before the end of the year. Binance would, for us to see a $1 Kaspa by the end of the year, I think we'd have to see Binance as well. And there's been enough proof showcasing that Binance is very eager with zero fees mining pool that happened at the beginning of this month. You had the AMA, the interview that happened last week, which had Nicholas Sismel, who, if you didn't know, Nicholas Sismel used to work for Binance US. So he has connections to, well, it's not Binance, it's Binance US, but has connections regardless. And he now works for Kaspa. So they had Nicholas Sismel and Wolfie as representatives of Kaspa on the interview, and they spoke about Kaspa. And that interview as well, it was very, very big. It got, I think it was 75,000 views, which was more than their return to India views. So there's a lot of incentive right now. And all this sort of stuff I'm talking about right now is all information that I've put for free in my Discord server, which you can go check out for yourself. I've got threads and forums and information tabs where you can just check anything that news related as well to help you kind of build your knowledge and whatnot. There's a lot of information, a lot of sources, and therefore a lot of speculation growing the fact that Binance is going to want to list Kaspa. The only thing to keep in mind though is that Binance, of course, is a much, much bigger exchange, sizably so, like by quite a margin. Look about like in terms of trading volume with the top tiers, like that's at 11. This is also keep in mind in a sort of a run up to a bull market. So when we're at the peak of the bull cycle, this could very well be 20, if not higher. So I mean that in itself, 12 million, or 12 billion even, 24-hour trading volume, and just short of 11 million weekly visits, is going to have to accumulate a lot more Kaspa than the likes of Coinbase or OKX or Kraken would have to have a listing that they wouldn't be short of liquidity. So it would take longer than that with Binance to be able to list Kaspa, but they seem to want to. I think there's enough incentive for them to do so. Not to mention as well that after the interview, they also launched a blog of understanding of what hash rate is. Right after an interview of Kaspa, I don't think that's a coincidence. I think they understand that they're trying to gain a better understanding of what proof of work actually is. Because why would they not do that in regards to Bitcoin? Bitcoin's been out for ages. Why have they not done for Bitcoin? Did it for Kaspa? Right after Kaspa interview? I mean, I'm just saying, I'm connecting dots here. That's all I'm trying to do right now. Happy Friday, everyone. Thanks for the stream. You're very welcome, my man. And as Leo always says, thanks and smash the like button. It helps out this. It helps get it out there for more people to hear about Kaspa, and Jay is a legend and deserves it. Thank you very much, my man. Yeah, simply it. Smash the like button. More people hear about the people hear about the channel. People join the stream, and the community goes more and more. And that way, we can see a bigger and friendlier Kaspa community as well. So again, if you want to support the channel, feel free to leave a like and share with your friends or share with people subscribe for more, because we talk about these daily streams. This is now 30 days in a row, and I plan to keep going for the indefinite future as well. And if I can't do a stream or have to change the timing, I'll let people know in my free Discord server, which I'm linking in the chat. But yeah, so Kraken's definitely listing. Binance has got leaks, but Binance has a lot of connections to Kaspa, which seems to be speculative that Binance will list Kaspa as well. We also have the likes of this, which this is purely speculation here. I'll be full disclosure. It's OKX to put K, and now everyone's like, oh my god, what's happening? They're going to fight. The reason why people are speculating as well, because the OKX, they are a venture. I mean, is it put in their description? It's not. But they are a venture arm of the Kaspa Ecosystem Foundation, the KEF, the ones that are in charge and running the Kasplex. So OKX are, in a sense, directly in charge and helping out with the development of Kasplex. So they put K, people like, oh wow, they're going to list Kaspa. People are like, oh, what you do? Are you okay? Like, you'll find out tomorrow. People are like, oh, it's Kaspa. I'm not saying it's Kaspa. Apparently, the day before, they also put O. So it's just going to be OKX over the span of a few days. What they announced, though, I'm just kind of highlighting this just to, again, it's just, sometimes these little breadcrumbs can let you get in a little bit early. So it's worth just, following them, just keeping tabs on them. Like, I mean, I don't follow them, but I keep tabs on it either way. And just keep tabs on them. So because potentially, I mean, the fact that OKX are a venture arm of KEF, for me, it's just inevitable that OKX will list Kaspa at some point in the future as well. I mean, also, again, I'm speaking quickly. I know. I'm sorry, but I'm getting too excited. I said this yesterday as well in my Discord. I need to slow down sometimes. I speak too quickly. But we had this in this Billy Goes Tell. Wolfie, again, my man Wolfie from the representative from Kaspa, he mentioned at the 30 to 35 minute mark that Kaspa have been in talk with top tier exchanges, the top 6 of them, for like 6 months or so. So there's evidently enough proof out there to showcase that these top tier exchanges do know of Kaspa. While they haven't listed them yet is, again, speculative. We could all decide about that in our own time. But ultimately, we know Kraken's coming. Binance seems to be very eager. OKX, our venture arm, Coinbase funded the research. You got Gemini, you got Robinhood, you got Crypto.com, you got etc. Like so many more. So I think we'll see them in due time. I think we'll see some of them this year, which would be big. Hopefully Binance, definitely, that'll be very, very big. Binance would be very, very big. That's the one that I think we need to see. That'll be the biggest game changer. Because whether it'll cause a lot of increase, it'll cause a lot of the Binance futures announcement, if I'm not mistaken, is what caused this pump from 5 to 15 cents. So if we see the Binance spot listing, I think we'll see another crazy surge of Kaspa in a very short span of time, which would then, the listing finally happens and we'll probably see some consolidation, which happened here as well. 15 cents Kaspa, it came back down to 10 or 9 even. So we'll probably see a similar sort of fashion as well, but with the bull run starting and more of the casual traders getting back involved and just using the big exchanges like Binance and Kraken and Coinbase, getting onto the top tiers, seeing Kaspa, finding a little bit about it, just looking at this chart alone. Because some people just look at this chart alone for Kaspa and I'm like, oh wow, that looks great. Okay, maybe do a bit of research into it, find if it's a good investment, but I'm going to just invest into it. And, that'll just... So once Binance has Kaspa, you'll see increased adoption. In my opinion, you'll see a massive surge originally. You'll see a pump like this. Listing happens, you'll see a correction. And then as the bull run starts and it gets more adoption, you'll start seeing... The fact that it has a Binance listing, you'll see a lot more, volatile move for Kaspa quicker because it has a Binance listing now. If Kaspa had no tier 1s, there's only so much movement Kaspa can do because it hasn't got the big exchanges to list it. I mean, that's great because it's cheaper Kaspa. I'll fill up my bags more. I know what Kaspa's building, so I'm not worried about it in the slightest. The fact that you're still here in this stream, the fact that you're watching these streams today and in my Discord server hopefully as well, and you're investing into Kaspa before tier 1s, lucky is not the right word, but fortunate, I say. Blessed. You're blessed to be here right now. I think that tokenizing the energy sector as DII is into partnership with the biggest energy companies, that would be booming sector for crypto as Kaspa as their own reliable peer-to-peer project. I agree. Completely agree. I think the likes of I think the DII are going to be we've already had announcements from Panda. I can try and find it. I'll tell you what. It took me I had to scroll down quite a ways to find it I've already retweeted this somewhere in my thing, but I have to scroll down quite a way to find it. But I already have confirmation from Panda on the media team in their Discord that the fact that there's a common board member of Rory O'Neill and chairman of Paul Van Son, who both work for DI Desert Energy. He's even the CEO and founder of DI Desert Energy here. This is therefore caused a connection of interpartnership, like you said, a connection between KRI, Kaspa, and DII. And Panda announced in a post that there's going to be official partnerships made with Kaspa and with DII partners. So there's going to be that middle thing that's happening right now between KRI, DII, and the partnership between Kaspa. There's going to be official links made, and the likes of the partnerships include the likes of Shell, massive, DHL, Hyundai, and many, many more from energy people in the energy sector, industries in the energy sector, to banks. And from like everything, manufacturers all over the world. So it's very, very big to see, and that's going to be great. As mentioned again, I load it up every stream, but it's very important to know, and it's one of the roundtable I've had the luxury of listening to in detail. In this Kappa roundtable about 2 weeks ago now, around the 40-minute mark, Rory O'Neill from the KRI joined and started speaking about what they had planned. And they spoke about the 5 key applications of the 5 biggest enterprise applications in blockchain space, which they want to use Kaspa for, which is energy, of course, supply chain, public sector, cross-border payments, and settlements with contracts within financial institutions. I'm going to segue quickly onto this as well. This post here. This guy said, last year I sold $150,000 in Ethereum to Kaspa. If I held Ethereum, I would have currently have $210,000, which is the 40% price appreciation. However, I held a Kaspa and it's currently worth $504,000 for 236 price appreciation. So yeah, the guy jumped ship from Ethereum to Kaspa, and in a similar time frame, he is more than doubled he's tripled his money. And he's made more than double he would have had if he held Ethereum. And the reason I mentioned that, obviously Ethereum's a big project, so it won't be as volatile, and Kaspa's smaller. But the reason I mentioned that as well is because in that roundtable again, Rory O'Neill stated that he has spoken to a major financial institution. He didn't disclose the name, of course, for NDA reasons and whatnot, but he spoke to a major FI that manages between $20 to $40 trillion of customer assets a year. 20 to 40 trillion is not a small number. And that institution currently does 95% of settlements on the Ethereum chain. That is very, very sizable. And he told them, Rory O'Neill told this institution, if you were to switch to Kaspa, on the gas fees alone, so not to mention everything else they'd save on, just the gas fees alone, they'd save tens of millions of dollars a year. He is giving these institutions, informing the institutions there's an incentive to switch off Ethereum onto Kaspa. Right now they can't do that with Kaspa because there's no KRC20, there's no DAG blockchain. But it's coming. It's coming very, very soon. And then 10 BPS is going to come Q1 2025. It's going to be even more incentive for these institutions to switch off the likes of the Ethereum chain, the Solana chain, the Tron chain, the Cardano, all these other big exchanges have, big chains. There's more incentive to switch off them to utilize Kaspa. That's going to be cheaper, it's going to be faster and decentralized. And it will be able to scale as well. Right now it's doing quite well and hopefully it continues that way as well as, developments keep coming more and more. So again, it's more to look forward to with Kaspa. And when KRC20 arrives, do you think we could also see a stablecoin like, yes, 100%. I'm pretty sure. I saw something, I think it was regarding something called Kas Pay. I am not completely sure in regards to the stable. I've not seen much internal stablecoin developments. I did see a white paper, I believe, of Kas Pay. I don't know how legit it is, so I've not done too much research into it, but I do know, again, through this roundtable, that the KII mentioned that, they pretty much leaked that Kaspa and them are kind of working towards creating a stablecoin, which is good. And the KRI are going to make sure that this stablecoin, that Kaspa, are compliant with regulations from day one, which is very important to note because JP Morgan stated that there's going to be a stablecoin bill likely passed before the elections in November, so 2 months' time before that, and that stablecoins that are compliant with regulations will gain market share. So there will most definitely be a stablecoin coming to Kaspa on the KRC20 network, and that will therefore soak up a lot more liquidity from these other, blockchain applications, and therefore increase more liquidity onto the Kaspa chain, or the Kaspa network even, and that will therefore appreciate the price of Kaspa in due time as well, as there's more use case for Kaspa. And the fact that they'll be regulatory compliant as well will give them that edge over the likes of USDT, because USDT, as being the biggest stablecoin issuer, they're not compliant with regulations, so right now there's a bit of a grey area with them right now. It seems to be a bit of a mission for these institutions and governments to basically just completely avoid using USDT. Right now, the big shift to USDC and just straight up US dollars. And also the RLUSD Ripple stablecoin seems to be one that's looking like it's going to have a decent amount of appreciation in due time as well with institutions. So yeah, we'll definitely see a Kaspa stablecoin, which will be very, very big for further adoption to Kaspa as well. There's no doubt about it. Dimitri, greetings, my man. Welcome. Thank you for joining the stream. And if always, if you enjoy them, leave a like and share for more. Subscribe for more. Share with your friends if you want them to know more, at least. Each tier 1 listing will pump the price. 100%, yeah. No doubt about it. A tier 1 listing will pump the price. The bigger the tier 1, of course, the higher the pump will be, obviously. And then, as always with a tier 1 listing, what happens is it's FOMO, right? It's supply versus demand. When you have the tier 1 listing announced, there will be an increasing demand for Kaspa because everyone's like, oh wow, tier 1, Binance is coming, Kraken's coming. Let's, buy. Understandably so, right? With that happening, then you will see a lot of appreciation in the price. Once it's actually happened, the FOMO, the fear of missing out, is kind of gone by that point. It's on the exchange listing, so we'll most likely see a correction of sorts. How heavy it will be, we'll have to wait and see. But there'll be a correction, but then with the fact they have a tier 1 listing, when this bull market properly starts, then the more casual traders, ones that only use the big exchanges and don't use cold wallets or hardware wallets or cold storages, they will just buy more, and they'll buy it on the big exchanges. So it's one of those, like, it'll cause a big pump, followed by a correction, followed by the gradual accumulation of more and more because it has the major exchanges now. So yeah, that's why tier 1s are very big for Kaspa, and the fact that it's where it's at without tier 1 is why equally there's so much bullish potential for Kaspa incoming as well. Right now, Kaspa's doing the very same thing I've been saying it's going to be doing for the past. I said, for those who've been watching my stream since the beginning of this month, pretty much when I started, after this whole crash situation happened with the US Fed rates and the and Warren Buffett and Japan yen and whatnot, I said that caps are going to probably consolidate between these two regions for the remainder of the month. Maybe we'll see a bit of a push towards the upside leading up towards the rate cuts. But at the most, we're going to see pretty much a consolidation period for this whole period, and I've been correct in that assumption. We've seen nothing. We've seen some highs, up here, some lows down here, but ultimately we've seen a consolidation phase between this region. And as rate cuts are approaching, likely going to be happening in the next week or so. As we're in 2 days' time, it's going to be 1st September. I'm not sure it's going to be on the very Sunday, but we'll see it very soon. I know. I'm sure Jerome Powell will announce that very soon when the rate cuts are going to be and how severe they're going to be, which again we're going to talk about more in a sec. We'll most likely see as rate cuts. Again, I put this in my Discord server for free. Rate cuts are indicative of a bull market, so it's good news, but it's a catch. It normally is a sign of recession being close. So there's a worry because the recession is close that people seek safety in the dollar because the markets are not safe. There's recession close, so they're going to end up seeing a correction in on-risk assets, a correction in crypto. We can see Kaspa probably come down. I'd love to see Kaspa come back down to 13 again. I'd buy a big bag of that then. But we'll see a correction of sorts. But the only problem being, I say problem, it's not a problem. It's not a problem at all. But the only concern, I guess, or my only thought process is that because KRC20 coming out, and hopefully if it's very, very successful, that might stem the bleeding of the correction, might only cause it to go down here as opposed to coming all the way down here. But I have to just play it by ear, wait and see what happens. For $10 easy, I'm confident that's a very big potential as well. What's up, Computer Cappy? I bet with the goats. Sup? What's up, my man? Hey, first time on live. Well, thank you very much for joining. If you enjoy the streams, I'm hoping you are, then please leave a like, share your phone, subscribe for more. And I'll be doing these dailies, so there'll be more opportunity for you to come and chill, chat, and ask questions if you have them. I'm always going to I'm always going to do my best to help ask questions where I can. And if you want to learn more about crypto, the market sentiments, feel free to join my free Discord server. There are people in the community who are very, very helpful who can help answer any questions you have as well. And we're not just trying to learn about Kaspa, it's everything crypto related to help us make as much money as possible effectively. Just trying to understand the market sentiment so we can, I guess, have a better chance of calling the tops and bottoms. Of course, it's very hard to do so, but that's the aim, just to try and build your knowledge, because knowledge is power. That's how I believe knowledge is power, and it pays to be knowledgeable. So if you have the knowledge, you can do anything, really. That's the understanding of crypto, that's the whole point of the server right now. And to go and circle back a bit, to go back onto the rate cuts, we have these announcements here, which is important to note, right? So breaking July PCE inflation, the Fed preferred inflation measure was 2.5% below expectation of 2.6%, and core PCE inflation was 2.6% below the expectation of 2.7%. Both headline and core PCE inflation were flat compared to June. Therefore, a September rate cut is on the way. We've already known that already, pretty much, but it's just again further confirmation that the financial economy is in a worse state than we predicted, and therefore the only way to stabilize it, basically we're looming closer and closer towards that potential recession. So the only way to so-called stabilize these sort of situation is by issuing rate cuts to try and stem to stop the bleeding. We also have this as well. Breaking US pending home sale index plunges to a record low. This is good and bad because it means, well, it's bad of course because it means it's a weakened housing market, it's reduced consumer confidence, it's an economic slow. It's showing that the economy is very slow right now. It doesn't mean it's good for those who have the money and the liquidity to invest. It means you can potentially, buy cheaper housing, you have a mortgage rate relief, but overall this is also, negative, right? It's negative news because it can be seen as low pending home, it can generally be seen as a negative indicator for the economy. So equally, it's just showing more proof that we're going to have to see rate cuts to see the alleviating of this, this constriction happening around us on the economy right now. That's getting tighter and tighter, and that will therefore cause, a correction of sorts as well. As rate cuts are going to be help to alleviate it, but it's just again, it's a good and bad, right? It'll be great for us right now, and these elections stuff like coming in soon will also be very good for where crypto's going to be going as well, because elections, as we can see time and time again, as history has proven us in 2020, so last bull cycle, one before that, the elections is normally the time where we start seeing more volatile movement for crypto, and it starts going up higher and higher. Not going to be any different this time around as well. The only difference this time around is we're starting from a higher point. Leading up to the elections will probably be higher, maybe around 70, 80k, and then we'll probably see a push to 100k in the last 2 months before Christmas time, before 2025. Hopefully we'll see a $1 Kaspa as well, which will be very, very big, and I'm looking forward to seeing that as well. Can you do a talk about chart analysis? Love to learn how to read charts better, and I'll join Discord for sure. Thank you for doing amazing both. Thank you very much, Brandy. I'll do my best. Brady, not Brandy, Brady. I'll do my best. I'll full disclosure, I'm not I don't heavily rely on like technical analysis and stuff like that. I do think they're useful, and I do think that it can help you call potential level of resistance and support for projects, but I don't live and die by TA, technical analysis. I tend to base my understanding of the market based on market sentiment, which includes the likes of, Fed rate cuts incoming, includes the likes of, housing market crashing, includes the likes of Warren Buffett when he sold half his stock in Apple. That caused this correction in the market, which me and my community, foresaw this, right? We were talking about, Warren Buffett selling, rate cuts not being issued by the Fed, the yen rising against the dollar. We're like, okay, that's not very good. Probably see a correction of sorts. Warren Buffett sold here, stock market closed. Over the weekend, it just kept going down. When stock market opened, boom, down. And that's kind of what we foresaw happening, because that's kind of what the market was going to do. We kind of understood that's going to happen. So what you see on the screen right now are just a few bits of TA, a bit of chart analysis that I can give you. Obviously, there's a lot more to learn, and we're going to learn all together as well. But the bit of TA I can give you here that I tend to use, that I understand, is the fib retracement and these greens that I've drawn out, right? The fib retracement is, let me quickly remove these so it makes it clearer to see. Fib retracement is this here. And this for me is I've created my own, I found some indicators to talk about, so some zones to talk about. They all represent different things, right? So this here, you can see, is where I believe the bottom was at. This is regarding this. Obviously, it's a bit different now because there's a new bottom here. But it also is, the reason why I've kept it up, because it's still an indicator of where we're at right now. So a bit rambling, I'm sorry about that, but as you can see, right now we've got this fib retracement. This yellow region is known as the golden fib retracement zone. So this is normally the region where most projects typically will, if they pump up to this top here, typically you'll see them correct and kind of hover around this region, and that's normally where it's like the golden fib, like the golden region to buy, let's say. But the reason why it's not a do or die again, because with like stuff like rate cuts coming in, much as Kaspa's consolidating in this region has done for the past basically month, I think we're going to see a correction anyways, because rate cuts are going to cause, again, this is my opinion, I could be wrong, but I think we will probably see rate cuts will come in, as history has shown us time and time again, we will see corrections following that, followed by a bull market after that. So the fib retracement is just a general idea of the zones and roughly where the levels of resistance are at each zone, is where, as you can see it kind of shows you here, each level that we've seen it around here, we've seen the price of the project kind of hit that level and kind of just stay there. This has been like a zone where it stayed around here for ages. In the golden retracement, it happened here again as well, in this zone as well. But then when it got above here, it just went up. This here is an all-time high. Ignore this one. It just went straight up here. It doesn't. It just kind of tends to be what happens. And then to go on to the green boxes that you saw, that is zones that I have, from me doing chart analysis, a little bit of it through TA, I've looked at, historically where Kaspa seems to have met some level of resistance. As you can see, around this region here, we can see that it seems to be around this region here. There's a bit of it tends to be that where Kaspa around, it tends to hit, the top here, here, here. So it's like, okay, that seems to be around here as well, around this zone. So that seems to be a level where we could potentially see Kaspa rebound off as a support level. Same thing here as well. So it's just an element of just looking at the chart and kind of calling patterns. Now I use that as a helpful indicator to help me kind of decide where I want to get in, but I don't. I want to reiterate, I don't live or die by TA. I typically judge my positions based on adjust my investments based on my time to get into Kaspa and buy more Kaspa, effect, basically based on, again, market sentiments typically being the biggest one. What's happening with Bitcoin, because Bitcoin is just Bitcoin. Kaspa doesn't follow Bitcoin religiously, but it does follow it because Bitcoin's still the biggest project in this space. And then also, developments like Kaspa. With this coming out, with the KRC20, imminent, when this actually launches, I'm not saying we're going to see an immediate pump, especially because rate cuts will be on the horizon, but I think we could see a correction of sorts. But it might stem the bleeding, and as adoption goes more and more on the KRC20, and more stablecoins are launched on there, more meme tokens are launched on there, more projects are built on the KRC20, 10 PPS get integrated, and so on and so forth, then we'll start seeing the growing accumulation and price of Kaspa as liquidity grows on the chain block DApp platform as well. So that is just a bit of a TLDR, very, very basic, in my opinion, very basic. I think it's basic at least, but a very plain understanding of just some indicators that I use and some understanding I have on the market from what crypto that I've been learning for 5 odd years. just to help me, I guess, kind of understand where it's going to be, where the zones are. But if I see, you know, like if I see, you know, let's say Kraken just immediately announces, or OKX, both of them immediately, oh yeah, we're going to Kaspa now, regardless of what price it's at, I'm like, okay, I'll put a bag in, because I have a feeling that it will. If an exchange amounts that are launching, despite if Kaspa hasn't got the momentum right now, I'm like, listings come in, okay, well, we'll probably see a price movement, so I'll buy in where it's at. And then, I mean, TA is typically good if you're also trying to trade, in the sense of you're trying to put money in at the bottom and take out the top, which is, you know, well, I mean, go for that. From Kaspa, I'm doing that right now. I do that in some projects, and I'm going to be doing more so in the bull market, because there's going to be money to make in the bull market, so I'll be doing that more so. But with Kaspa, I just find good low points, but I like, if I let exchange listing come through, it'll come up. I'm not going to try and take a top. I'm just going to buy at a bottom, because I know a bottom's coming in, because I know it's going to be a pump. That's kind of, I guess, my TLDR of it. Andy A, my man, back in another stream. I bought another 23 Kaspa today. I mean, yeah, I think apart from one stream, he has bought a Kaspa every single stream. He is by all means a Kaspa maxi. He loves Kaspa, and doesn't matter how much you get, every little bit helps, and he is going to have the biggest bag of all of us, I am sure. So, my man, congrats to you. Thank you for touching on TA briefly here at work with my friend Brady. He told me about your channel. Thank you very much for both of you for joining the channel. Yeah, I mean, like I said, TA is good to understand a bit of it, and people there are people in who use it religiously. Some people who hate on it. I'm not going to name names and shame, because I'm not trying to bring any hate my way. But yeah, I think there's benefits of not that you don't need TA the same way you don't need TA. Some people can only rely on TA and be successful. Some people don't need TA at all. But I think it's good having the best of both worlds, understanding as much as you can in general about the crypto market. That's the best way I think you can help make money. So again, that's what I've been taught. That's what I'm starting to get covering in my Discord server with alongside market sentiments and whatnot, and other crypto projects in general. Just trying to spread our knowledge and understanding kind of where the direction of the market's going. So TA, again, you're welcome. And if you want me to touch on it a bit more in whatever ways I can, I will try my best. The other indicators I have used, like RSI, which can be good as well, relative strength index, which kind of shows you the strength of the project right now. But yeah, it's good to know TA. So you're welcome. And again, if you enjoy the streams, thank you very much for you and Brady joining. And yeah, leave a like, share with your friends, because the more of your friends join, the more they'll learn about Kaspa, more about TA and stuff like that as well, and understand hopefully more about the market. And this channel will grow more, and we'll all hopefully become rich from investing into Kaspa. Just bought DCA 3 days in a row. I want to grow into bigger shark. My man, congratulations to you. Yeah, I think that, I mean, the past 3 days we can see it's been, past 3 days from its absolute bottom to where it's at right now, it's been about a 2%, 3% growth. Ultimately, I think leading up, I think it's not a bad idea. I mean, by all means, trade at your own discretion, do as your own will, but I don't think it's a bad idea, considering that, again, we're sitting on 30th of August, 1st of September is 2 days away. Rate cuts will probably be issued in the first week of September, I predict. I could be wrong on that, but they're all coming in September, there's no doubt about it. And when that happens, I think we'll see a correction in the market. As history has shown us time and time again. I'll see if I can try and get the article up to prove that, just because it's so much easier for me to showcase than me just waffle, because people need proof. And it's completely understandable. People need proof to understand what I'm talking about. So rate cuts, there you go, that's one. Yeah, I made a thread on my Discord server, so I can find it so easily now. Life is good. And not just me, everyone can find it easily on my Discord server now, so it's very good to see. But we can see here, just a reminder what happens. Let's talk about stocks, but you've got to remember, stocks and crypto are kind of two sides of the same coin. They go hand in hand, because they're both on-risk assets. So when the stocks, when the Fed pivots and lowers rates, when they cut rates, we've seen it in 2000, 2007, 2019. We've seen a correction, and that, if anything, that's a crash. It's S&P 500. Now, we will probably see the likes of crypto correct. I'm not sure how heavy it will be. We'll have to wait and see for that, especially Kaspa with KRC20 on the horizon. But I think with rate cuts coming in, and that's why I'm currently waiting and biding my time, hoping that we'll see Kaspa come back down. I want to see Kaspa come below this level here, and I'll buy some more, and then I'll buy more here and here as well. But anything, like, as long as you can build up your Kaspa bag, I don't think it matters. I think it's a good idea. That's what I don't think it's a bad idea at all. Wow, 2 in a row, great live as usual. You're welcome, my man. I mean, yeah, it's been 30 in a row actually, but yeah, I'm glad that you're here now. And if you're on the streams again, continue spreading the love and support. What's up, QC? What's up, Red Them instead of Red Them? Did you see the Kappa 1 EH? Oh, most certainly I did. Where is it? I had it up here. I know I have it up here. Is it here? There. I put that also in my Discord server. Literally, well, actually the exact time actually to make it easier. When did I put it in my Discord server? Yesterday at, well, in GBT, so UK time, 10:20. So I put it yesterday. That Kaspa has surpassed 1 EH. So history in the making. Absolutely massive, massive news. And this for me is just going to be, think about it, this was at the beginning of July. So just 2 months ago, it was at 3,400. It's jumped 2x in the span of 2 months. Absolutely massive. It's going quicker and quicker. And it's going to go more and more. And it's kind of convenient. This happened around the time that Marathon announced that they are starting to mine Kaspa. We started seeing Marathon announce it around this time, and now we just saw the hash rate go parabolic. I mean, they've been mining Kaspa since September of last year, but they only announced it that round then, and now we see the hash rate go parabolic. And it also helps with the likes of having, Ice River Miner, and also Bitmain, the biggest Kaspa miners issuers. They are now effectively cut their rates by 50%. That was 4K, now it's 2K. That was about 300, I think, or 250. That's now 129. So now there's going to be more miners on the market for Kaspa as well. So we'll probably see an increase in hash rate as well, which does mean an increase in hash rate is good and bad in the sense that it's good because it shows the increased adoption in the project and increased security. But it means it also means it's harder for miners to make money to have increased security to try and mine the blocks. But that also is why hash rate increase tends to also correlate to a price increase. Right now, there's not enough liquidity in the market, not enough. There's a lot of supply with the more miners getting involved, but not enough demand, so the price is not increasing. That's all that. When you to understand the very, very basics of crypto, when you see red and green wicks up and down, it's just a combination of supply against demand. Right now, you can see when you see these corrections, these reds. Right now, market's going through a bit of a correction right now. That's following the rate cuts not happening and whatnot. But that's just showing that the supply is above. Let's just say there's increased supply in regards to the demand right now. Whereas right here, opposite, there was more demand than there was supply at that current moment in time. So with the hash rate going up, there's now more supply, not much demand yet. But once the exchange listing come on, the KRC20 comes on, and all the other developments happen, we'll then start seeing the increase in demand, and that'll start then matching. I mean, if we look at the hash rate right now, we can see, look how crazy that's going. Fair market right now should be above 30 cents. So when that breakout happens, when Kaspa finally does break above 20.7 cents at its all-time high, I believe it will be a very, very volatile move toward 30, 40 cents, if not higher. And I can't wait for that. I'll give you 1,000%, but 1 penny or two will not matter when it jumps above 30 cents. True. It won't. But at the same time, no matter where you're investing into it, 100%. Like, trawling the bottom's great and all, but 1 or 2, getting it at 16, 17, 18 cents won't matter when it goes to 30 cents. Like, it won't make a big difference at all. But at the same time, I mean personally, I've got a little bit of Kaspa around. I've got Kaspa in at this correction to 17 cents, following the preemptive move of the rate cuts, because there could have been a chance that when the market opened, we didn't actually see this crash. We saw it go back up, and when it happened, I bought down. I managed to catch it down here. Some people in my community caught it down here as well, and then I also bought it around here. And since then, I've been just kind of waiting because I wanted to see it come back down again. I've been waiting for the meantime. And now rate cuts seemingly confirmed and imminent. I'm suspecting we'll come back down at least around here, at least, in my opinion. And that's kind of where I'm waiting for. And if not, and Kaspa comes back up and starts, rate cuts come in and pushes up here again, and starts making a move, I'll probably just get in again. Because once Kaspa starts making that move to the upside, I think it'll be, probably move up, consolidate around here, move up again, and break 20.7. Currently where my head's at. Where do you see the hash rate? There are numerous ways to see the hash rate. Typically the website that I use, which I'm going to showcase on screen right now, and I also will put it in the chat for convenience sake. The website is called 2miners.com, and I'm going to link it in the chat for your convenience as well. That's the website. That's typically where you can see the hash rate. It's not showcasing it's gone above it just yet, but there are other means to check. It is a very accurate measurement. Like, it has very accurate hash rates and stuff like that. But there are other, as you see from the post here, there are other websites that do showcase the hash rate, which have slightly different calculations. I think maybe it might be slightly more accurate. That's the one that I currently use. It's not to say these are incorrect, because again, if you see, I had another post, which I retweeted this one, I think. Did I retweet it? Oh, I put it in my community. I can find it through my community anyway, so here. God, my room is hot, damn. Yeah, so we saw here, there's another one saying, so this one was saying to 10.03, this one was saying 10.05, it's like where you find it. And it's because it's not on Casper FY, it's like, so it's the output from Casper Stratum Bridge Metrics. So it's not on the website where people normally see it, but it is like, it's not incorrect, so to speak. Yeah, of course, not financial advice. I have to reiterate that. I'm talking about, investments. I'm talking about how I'm talking about how I invest, but I'm not telling you to invest because I'm talking about it. Like, it's not financial advice. You always have to trade at your own discretion and always do your own research. But if you want to learn more and build your knowledge, then by all means join my free Discord server, because that will help. In my opinion, I think it's helped a lot of us already understand the market better, crypto projects and Casper in general, to, I guess, make better trading strategies. Casper probably has one move the rest of the year up to that 30 cents mark, tops out at $1.15 the cycle. If that's what you believe, my man, then yeah, I mean, I guess you're welcome to believe what you will. I don't believe you. I'm not going to say you're incorrect in that prediction. I personally think otherwise. I think everyone has entitled their own opinion, and I don't think. I think that a $1 Casper is very, very conservative. Like, Casper right now is where it's at with no tier 1 listings, Joshua. That's kind of where my head's at as well. That for me is just one catalyst on top of many for Casper that's coming out in the next 18 months. It's not got no tier 1s. When the tier 1s come out, there's going to be more opportunities to buy Casper. So that will cause more volatile price movement. So that's why I think a $1 Casper before the end of this year is possible. If not, $5 potentially by the end of bull cycle. I think we'll see a 30 cents Casper very, very soon. But again, I think we're going to probably end up seeing, in regards to just Bitcoin in general, let's just talk about, because Bitcoin, I guess, it's crypto in it. So in regards to, this is the end of year cycle right now, rate cuts are going to come in. I wouldn't be surprised to see a sort of movement down here, pushing towards 50 cents, maybe 55 cents, depending on how severe the rate cuts are, because we don't know how severe they're going to be. We'll come through. September will start seeing some, September will start seeing, September will be finishing around here, maybe some push up now, some recovery. We'll start going into October. We'll start seeing some more. I think October might see a push towards the next all-time high for Bitcoin again, and then the elections come around. Elections will probably end up resulting in a significant move, depending on who gets in power, who ends up being elected, and then leading into November through December, we'll start seeing that push towards 100k. That's currently, it's obviously not very, very accurate. That's kind of where I can envision this being a possibility for Bitcoin, and as this, my very rough graph showcases, we'll probably see the more volatile movement happening in the last few days. Typically speaking, the most volatile movement, the most bullish times for crypto is in October to November. Again, as I showcase in this graph. Like, we'll see a lot of it happens in an actual bull cycle, but you see the move starts getting a lot more aggressive come around September to October, and then more going to come into November time to December. So that's when I think we'll start seeing the push. And again, with institutional adoption being here, I think we can push even further beyond that, because institutions are buying up. They have not sold, likes of BlackRock have not sold their Bitcoin ETFs at all, despite all the crashes and stuff like that. They've bought more and more. And I don't think we're going to see anything different with the rate cuts coming in. They'll buy more as people in retail start panicking. You can also simply find out by Googling Casper hash rate. Yeah, that also as well. And good morning, Mr. Mars. Mr. Mars is also a legend in the crypto Discord community, my free Discord server. He's also helping out the community where he can. So if you ever have a question, of course, I'll be there to help and answer where I can. But Mr. Mars is also very, very informative and very helpful as well. So shout out to him for joining the stream once again. Keep in mind the dip always follows rate cuts first. And then, yeah, exactly. Precisely. That's what I've been trying to say the whole time. As I showcase again, I said this, I've got a whole thread in my Discord server showcasing that time and time again. When rate cuts come in, there is a bull run, but there's normally a catch first. The rate cuts will come in, we'll probably see a correction in the market, followed by a reversal, and then we'll see a push to the upside. But that it'll be, so let's say September, we'll have rate cuts. We'll see September will be probably a low month, followed by October, which we'll start seeing all the market sentiments, like the global liquidity, which is currently at all-time highs. The November election as well, we'll likely see stablecoin bills passed, which are very, very big. The fact that the rest of this year is going to have regulations and policies coming out, which are very, very important. We're going to see the likes of coming up for the election. The likes of the global liquidity is at an all-time high right now, which is very, very big. Right now, like we're seeing a lot of sentiments, a lot of market sentiments that suggest that we're going to see a reversal. The likes of on the 1st of September as well, Russia, they're going to be legalizing crypto transactions and crypto mining, which again, Kaspa is a proof of work project. That's big. I'm not saying they're going to, start mining Kaspa immediately. I think that's a bit excessive, but I'm saying in due time they might start mining Kaspa, which is very, very big. So, I think we'll start seeing that very, very soon. Beebs, good day. Future Crypto Miners, good day, my man. Welcome. I am currently about to approach I'm 5 minutes off, approaching the hour mark. So if you've got any more questions for me, of always, let me know. I'll answer them where I can. Thank you very much always for joining the stream. If you enjoy the stream, leave a like, share with friends, subscribe for more. And if you want to learn more, join the free Discord server. It's also in my homepage, in my description, and also in the chat right now. And if you want, again, you've got questions, 5 minutes left, let me know. But yeah, ultimately, again, another very, very good to see what's happening with Kaspa right now. Again, hash rate going higher and higher, breaking all-time highs. The KRC20 imminent to be launching. It's very, very successful already. 14 million transactions in 48 hours is absolutely insane. Mr. Mars, you're already late, man. Mr. Mars, you're already late. Kaspa God already got in on that. You have to rewatch the stream to hear me say that. I'm not making a fool of myself again, man. But yes, we got some very, very interesting stuff. KRC20 launch imminent and stuff like that. So a lot to look forward for Kaspa, and I think it's going to cause Kaspa to steal a lot of liquidity from other major exchanges as well. We see that correction right now. People are pricing the rate charts already. Yeah, people will start predicting the rate cuts. People know what happens. So people are that's also why you see the likes of Warren Buffett, who has taken out. Did I retweet it recently? Yeah, Warren Buffett, who sold another $981 million of his shares in Bank of America after his $2.77 billion withdrawal from Apple, which happened when we saw this crash. So yeah, people are now starting preparing for the rate cuts, which is understandable. So we will see this happen, I'm sure. So yeah, it's just getting an understanding of that. Otherwise, there's never been a recession. There's never been recession fears in the history of the Bitcoin halving. Is it any concern of yours? Nah, not really. Recession fears are always very, very worrying, and that might therefore prevent, if you will, the market from, reversing quicker. Let's just say, to give a rough, just draw it out here. This is the chart. Bitcoin normally does this. Halving comes through, goes up, and then rate cuts, whatever, come through, but it's not worry of recession. No worry of recession, and it just goes up, right? This time around, I think we're obviously going to see a correction of sorts, and that might therefore cause it to stay lower for a little bit longer, but I think we're still going to see the reversal because, again, policies, regulations coming in play, institutional adoption here for the first time ever. There are much as the word recession is the first time, and it can be a bit of a cause of concern. There are many more market sentiments that suggest and support that crypto is not done, and there will be a reversal. And as the economy stabilizes and comes back from the worry of recession and whatnot, you'll see even more money invested into crypto as this market explodes. At least that's my 2 cents on that prediction, that idea. We're considering selling some Kaspa now before the post-rate cut dip, then buying again at the low. I mean, that's up to you, my man. If you want to do that, by all means, go through it. I personally don't sell Kaspa. I've not sold Kaspa ever. I'm not saying I won't. I definitely will. I can full-heartedly say that now. I'll be taking profits where I choose to. But right now, I don't sell Kaspa. I'll be buying at the where I believe the bottom will be, and I'll keep buying at the lows, and I'll just keep filling it up more and more. But if you want to take out now to try and get ahead of it, then more power to you, and I hope you can time it very well. People are always in recession fears. People are always already talking about it back in 2017, 2021 again now. Yeah, the word recession worries, and again, and in accordance to this article here, as a catch, historically speaking, the Fed has resorted to rate cuts only with recession at the doorstep. This has led to forward-looking market treating rate cuts as a harbinger of bad news and seeking safety in the US dollar. So historically speaking, the Fed has resorted to rate cuts when recession is close. And there's also an article which I'm going to try and find real quick from CNBC. Where is it? This one? Yes. which has come from a CNBC, which says a recession is coming in the United States, and a few rate cuts won't prevent it, says a strategist. And the strategist comes from it's an investment research firm, BCA Research, sees that the economy is on the cusp of a recession, and states that the US labour market reported that the unemployment rate inched to 43% in July, to the highest it's been since October 2021, which is crazy to think that it was that bad in July when everyone else cut rates and the United States didn't, which again further supports the fact that this sequence often occurs because the Fed tends to overshoot by raising and maintaining high interest rates for too long. That's just proof again of what they've done. And the gauge of the US manufacturing activity fell to an 8-month low in the same month in July. So July was a that's why we saw the massive crash in the market last month. So there's always a worry of recession. Will we be able to avoid it? I don't know. I'm not too concerned, truth be told, in the sense that I don't think, because if we're talking purely just based on my investments in crypto, I don't think crypto's going to go. There's enough money in the market already from institutions and people that crypto's not going to collapse. We'll see a correction, definitely, I'm sure. Well, I'm very certain we'll see a correction of sorts, but I think we'll just see, in due time, a reversal and more bullish price movement to follow into what will be, in my opinion, the biggest bull market in our lifetime. Again, institutional adoptions here. That's the first time ever in history this market's starting to mature and become a recognised market, as opposed to something that they've been trying to kill for a long time. They've been trying to kill Bitcoin for the longest time. Now they're starting to accept it. That for me is a very, very big change, and we're seeing the wave to institutional adoption happening now. The likes of Morgan Stanley, there was I won't be able to find it unfortunately, but Morgan Stanley, they recently announced, I think at the beginning of last month or beginning of July or so, that they're now advising their 15,000 wealth advisors to start offering Bitcoin ETFs to their clients. Wave to institutional adoption starting. So again, for me, that's more proof to me that we're going to see a reversal in due time in the market. There will be some lower lows coming in, I'm sure, and that will be tough for everyone. But again, as long as you're not being emotional and you'll be logical and you understand this is what happened historically, then I'm sure you'll be all right. Bitcoin's created partly in response to recession fears. It'll be fine. Just remember the message in the Bitcoin Genesis book. The Times, 3rd of January 2009, Chancellor on the brink of bailout for banks. Well, there you go, Mr. Miles. Again, this is why I love this man in my Discord server. He's very knowledgeable, so he's been very, very helpful, and it's information that even I don't always know. But yeah, recession is always going to be a looming worry, but I wouldn't be too worried about it. I think we will come out better of it at the end of the day, and we'll see potentially a 3, 5, 7, or even $10 Kaspa to follow. I think we could see potentially a $1 Kaspa. For those who have not watched my video, I made a video on it earlier today, about maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. Right here, and just basically covering potentials for Kaspa hitting $1. So definitely go check that out if you haven't done so already. And if you join the stream again, leave a like, share with friends, subscribe for more. And as we are now wrapping up, if you want to learn more about crypto, then feel free once again to join the free Discord server. I'll be back streaming again, another stream, another hopefully bullish news to announce tomorrow, which will be 4 p.m. GBT, 12 p.m. EST, which is midday, 9 a.m. PT, and 11:30 in America. So again, thank you very much for joining the stream. Everyone knows a rate cut is coming, so perhaps being somewhat worked in already. Yeah, rate cuts are coming. There's no doubt about it. And I've also put, again, a little bit of a TLDR summary of what I expect to happen in the next 2 to 3 weeks with rate cuts coming in my Discord server. So if you want to know more, again, check it out. And with that, time to get some food, I think. So thank you very much for watching. For those like Mr. Miles, and also for the likes of Casper God, Bottle of Water. You guys are gonna be the end of me, and I'll catch you guys later tomorrow.